I got into music basically a lot of stuff that I felt like I wanted to express, and for me, a lot of it came from, you know, different ideas that I had, and I started putting them together, and I'm like, that's cool. I want to do something with that. I'd hear music that I liked. I was like, oh, it'd just be cooler if they did this instead, you know, or it'd be cooler if they cut out that lyric. I didn't like that, you know, and so I just started writing my own. And it's cool now because now I got this nice little studio. It's not a finished basement, but this painter's plastic works great because it kind of closes it in. It's cool and it's really therapeutic. If I have a crappy day, I can come down here and just jam out and scream, play the guitar, and it felt great afterwards. A lot of music that I've written has been just from my personal experiences, a lot of angst or frustration, and also some of the release and things. A lot of it's actually kind of worked more towards addiction, because you know, I've struggled as an addict with drugs and these other things. And so a lot of the message and things that I was writing had to do specifically with addiction. I got into drugs basically, a lot of it was just kind of have fun. And I had this attitude that we only live life once, so I might as well experience everything I can. And so I did that. You know, started out, you know, just trying out pot, and then moved over to other things like LSD and some of the harder stuff, and then just kind of this downward spiral, because the harder the stuff you do, the harder the come down is too, and then the crappier you feel, and then the more you want more of it, and it's just this, it just gets progressively worse. I totally went off where I just was trying to be high all the time, dropped out of school, was hanging out in this house of, you know, very bad environment. Of course, my family and parents are concerned about me. Even my friends that are users were concerned about me because I was, you know, over the top with just wanting this escape, and, you know, eventually it just caught up to me, crushed me, and took me a while to pull out of it. So I got clean, and one of the things I found is, of course, the intrigue with, you know, pornography is, you know, the high and the natural high and the rush that you can get from images and seeing those things. Of course, I would have never considered pornography to be an addiction, but what I found is that as I would, you know, look at more and indulge in that, a lot of the patterns that I was starting to have were similar to, you know, addict patterns. It wasn't until after I got married and had that a lot of these things came together that I realized I was having a problem similar to the problem that I had with the drugs. I don't know how to describe other than it was an eye-opener for me to realize how much of an addiction this actually can be. The most difficult thing about it was, unlike drugs, I couldn't just detox. I couldn't just change my environment or friends or anything like that. You know, triggers were now everywhere, and I mean, and a lot of these things were seared in my mind, and I could tell the difference that it had made in my perception and my thinking that were absolutely identical to the challenges I had with drugs. At the time, I had no idea how much it was really affecting my marriage and our relationship in so many ways, let alone my family and my children. And that's when I realized I had to kind of approach it a lot more aggressively and treat it like a drug. And it's a fight. You've got to actually fight it.